The China Report for Friday, June 7, 2013. Free China film released. Short in minutes but long on ambition, the stirring documentary Free China: The Courage to Believe expects viewers not only to feel but also to act. It ends with a three-point guide for how audiences can help counter the Chinese government's persecution of practitioners of Falun Gong, a spiritual movement, somewhat a combination of the traditional exercise Qigong with Buddhism and Taoism. Falun Gong is depicted as so popular that it threatens a paranoid Chinese bureaucracy, and so admirable that it's earned the support of Charles Lee and Jennifer Zhang, the interview subjects at the heart of the film. Both project a radiant goodwill. Both tell of being imprisoned and tortured for their beliefs. Mr. Lee is an American who traveled to his native China to stand up against government disinformation about Falun Gong. During his incarceration, he was one of many forced into labor in his case, making Homer Simpson dolls. Ms. Zhang, who was granted asylum by Australia, offers the more wrenching account of physical abuse and family separation so destructive that she denied her beliefs to make the reprisals stop. Their stories, unobstructed by any attempt at balance, build in narrative power, and the director, Michael Perlman, has abetted that with commentary from international observers and images of historical and contemporary China. China president visits Mexico. Made in China has been an increasing common sight on labels in this country as Chinese merchandise has flooded the Mexican market over the past dozen years. Chinese-made goods have displaced many items once made or grown here, from artisan guitars to chilies to statues of Our Lady of Guadalupe, the national patroness. When Chinese President Xi Jinping arrives in Mexico on Tuesday, he will find a Mexico that is focusing on trying to wean itself off some Chinese goods and build its own export economy to rival China's. Xi is due to arrive here from Costa Rica during a swing through the Western Hemisphere that will take him to California later this week. China is a complicated case for Mexico. It's not the healthiest relationship in diplomatic terms because the balance of trade has been so unequal. Few Chinese business deals benefit Mexico more so than it does China. This trend is not just with Mexico but many other trade nations around the world. The rise of China has brought benefits for many Latin American countries. Brazil, Chile and Peru have taken advantage of a commodities boom by shipping boatloads of minerals and agricultural exports to feed a rapidly growing Chinese economy. China builds fastest supercomputer in the world. China appears to have once again taken the lead from the United States in the burgeoning supercomputing wars, developing a supercomputer that is twice as fast as anything America has to offer. The new Chen-2 supercomputer, nicknamed the Milky Way 2, was unveiled by China's National University of Defense Technology NUDT during a conference held in late May. University of Tennessee professor Jacques Dongarra confirmed this week that the Milky Way 2 operates as fast as 30.7 petaflops, quadrillions of calculations, per second. Titan, the U.S. Department of Energy's fastest supercomputer, has been clocked in at just 17.6 petaflops per second. Dongarra is also a researcher at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory which houses Titan. The new Chinese supercomputer will provide an open, high-performance computing service for Southwest China when it moves to the Chinese National Supercomputer Center in Guangzhou by the end of this year. NUDT has listed several possible uses for the Milky Way 2, including simulations for testing airplanes, processing big data, and aiding in government security. That's the China Report for today. Zaijian.